Even as the job market now isn't so nice, people are still getting jobs. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Anita. Today we'll be talking about how to get a job in 2025 in Canada. So let's get it going. You would agree with me that the job market in Canada lately has been really poor. Like in a long while, based on data or information from people that have been here, it hasn't gotten this bad. The truth is, the tariff issues going on are contributory factor. And before now, we heard about different organizations moving away from the DEI programs, which is the diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, and many people of colors were employed through this program. So this diversity, equity, and inclusion makes it and gives an opportunity for other people of color to be accepted and accommodated into different organizations. But when different organizations started moving away, it's more like everyone is in an hot seat. However, all these challenges, people are still getting jobs each day. I was also privileged to get 3 business analyst roles within 10 days in Canada. Some people may be applying wrongly. That is why you see a lot of people saying, I have been applying, I don't get any callbacks. I have been applying, no interviews. After the interview, first stage, they don't get any response. One thing you should note is one thing is to apply, another thing is to be invited for an interview. Then the third major one is to sell yourself on that interview to ensure you are able to impress them and scale through for that interview. So preparing for an interview is a different ball game entirely. So I have different things itemized that I will be stating that I have observed from people I have revamped their resume or maintained this period that you may be doing wrongly. Firstly, if you are applying for a jobs, you need to know what are the numbers you are putting out there. The job market now is on a very tough seat. It's not the way it used to be. It's saturated. There's a lot of competitions. So even in my organization, when an advert is pulled out today for a job, in less than 24 hours, you hear my manager say, oh, we have over 150 applicants. So a lot of people are applying because there's a lot of layoffs now. So even top professionals that has worked in Deloitte, Meta, and the rest of it, Amazons that were laid off, are among everyone on the job market now. So the question boils down to, how do you stand out? What is that thing you should be doing differently that should make you stand out? That should make the hiring manager say, no, I need to hear from this person. I need to give this person an opportunity. Firstly, applying for a job is a full-time job on its own. You need to dedicate your time for that. I see a lot of people applying on LinkedIn, Indeed, and other job boards. It's not bad. That's nice. But how do you put on your A game here now? Remember, those job boards are like third-party organizations. So you apply through those job boards, it passes through theirs before it gets to the organization's HR or talent advisor. So the best thing and what I did was I go to LinkedIn or Indeed. I take the names of those organization jobs that are open on the job market, take the organization names. For instance, if Meta is recruiting Deloitte, RBC, rather than apply through Indeed or LinkedIn, which is the easy apply, Go straight to the organization's career websites. Go to RBC's career website, go to Meta's career website, go to Deloitte's career website. How do you do this? You Google it. Meta careers. You go to their careers. When you go into these careers, you will be given the opportunity to set up a profile of officially. Feeling some can be very rigorous. Some organizations in the process of setting up a profile, it's like an interview on its own, because some may have some little questions they ask and they want you to answer. So when you are doing that, you put in your best because you actually want to be invited for an interview, unlike the easy apply. So when you set up your profile, then you officially apply on the website. Let me tell you some of the disadvantages of applying on all these job boards. One, some jobs, if not most jobs, that you apply on Indeed, LinkedIn, may have been expired the time it's required to be open, or the advert might have been closed when you even see it on Indeed or when you apply on Indeed. I, for one, when I go to organization website, I've come across some jobs that it was closed like months ago, but on Indeed, it is showing me that it's a new job. It is showing me that it's active. It is showing me that it just came up. Some may not have been expired or closed, but I would see on Indeed is saying it's a new job that came out today, or LinkedIn. But in the careers, it's showing me it's been open for 3 weeks back. So you see where the challenges are. And have you ever thought about this thing? Imagine, it's not an imagination, it's what happened, what I observed during my time, because I faced this job market issue. It wasn't a funny one. So I realized that when I apply through careers, I get response faster from the HR or from the talent advisor in the organization, not a generic response from LinkedIn or Indeed. And when I apply from the careers website, within few days, I get a call. Either we first stage, just introduce yourself. Okay, we saw your application. We want to schedule a time, or oh, we are not interested. You know, in job market, it's either we want to move forward or we are not interested. So you should be prepared to receive any. Either we and in good faith. Yeah, we have to receive it in good faith. So when I apply from the careers, I get faster response. And even when you don't get response, or after the interview period you are not selected, your details, your information are still saved with them. So even when you don't go back to reapply for other jobs, sometimes they also invite you for other interviews, for other openings they may have. Or we have this, your information in our system, and we feel you'll be a good fit. That's why we sent you this. So one, I hear people say, I applied for 100 jobs in a day. And I say, oh, wow, how do you do that? I applied through Indeed and LinkedIn. So you just click on easy apply. Oh, no, easy apply isn't getting you anywhere. It's not even moving forward. It's not being sent. Because 1 million people are applying using that means, easy apply. So what stands you out is going to the careers, searching out the jobs, creating a profile, responding to questions. Not all organizations have those, I call it like a mini interview sections. Not all, but some do. So when you are creating a profile or applying to such organizations that have those mini sections, what do? You you answer those questions with details, just like you are giving your elevator pitch. You want to sell yourself, but on easy apply you don't have that. Then I also noticed that on this job board I get a lot of generic responses. I start getting different emails from people, sending several emails. They want to, I even went as far as doing interview, and they were not right. You often get fake job applications from them. Some after the first, second, and in first interview said, later on open up to let you know the kind of job is commission, either crypto or something. So it's not just something within your professional career you're looking out for. So thirdly, when you want to apply for a job, set a time. I have observed that it is best to apply in the mornings. If you're a working person, if you can be applying between 6 to 7 before you go for day work, that would be perfect. A lot of job openings are always available that morning hours. First 10, first 20 to apply. Let the opening be yesterday or today and you're applying. That does not mean you cannot get a job if you apply late. I, for one, have someone who the job was expiring the next day and he put in his application today and he got the job. But not in all fields. Some fields are more competitive. From what I found out, or from what during his interview section, it was told he was the only person that applied for the job. So for instance, like my field as a business analyst, we are everywhere. It's like with Jabrata. In Nigerian term, Jabrata is like we are many, we are so many. So the competition is kind of high. So how do you stand out? Stand out by ensuring that you're among the first 20 people. Like, you can't tell if you're among the first 20 people, but what I'm trying to say is that you are applying as the job is opening within 24 hours. This gives you a higher opportunity because your resume is among the top ones. Yeah, so it's not like, oh, we have 150 and this person is the number 100, but we have to start from the top. Yes, not everyone will be invited for the interview, but you just giving yourself a step ahead by being one of the top people to apply for the job. Another good thing to do in applying for your job is your resume. How is your resume? You must revamp your resume. There's a Canadian standard resume. I'll be putting up like a screenshot of maybe or attaching a link to my resume so you could get it. But what I've come to understand, while there is a Canadian style of resumes, that does not mean your resume is bad, but it needs to be revamped. I see a lot of people using, during my resume, we have to ensure that it is ATS worthy. The ATS is the Applicant Tracking System, actually used by employers. With the way everywhere is saturated, organizations get up to 500 applicants applying for that job. They cannot manually scrutinize all the resumes, so they use this applicant tracking system to filter the resumes and to determine who should be invited for an interview. So how do they do it? Copy the job description, the person's resume. There's a section for a job description. This is a section, job description. This is the section for the person's resume, and they scan it, and whatever percentage comes there, if you have below 50, unfortunately you may not be invited for the interview, depending on how competitive and what they are able to get. If you are able to get 60, 70, 80, that's a good one. It shows your resume is worthy. Your resume has all the keywords and all the necessary requirements the organization is looking out for, and you will be invited for an interview. So now, how do people do it? A lot of people, even myself, during my job search, get the job description, get my resume. I use job scan and scan them through. And when it doesn't hit the required percentage, we try to start updating it. Job scan will also let you know what keywords are missing. Sometimes it could be the soft skills, it could be the hard skills, it could just be something. So it will identify it, and what you have to do is fill it in. And while your resume is ready, you must have a standard cover letter. Your cover letter is like your elevator speech before you are given an opportunity for an interview. So your cover letter is the first thing they go through. It should have, this is what I am, the years I have been working, just a brief summary about your professional self, not your personal life. A brief summary of your professional self, a brief summary of some key projects you've worked on, a brief summary of why you want to work with them, what solution are you coming to solve, what are you bringing to be productive to the organization. You list out your skills, just make it worthy for someone to say, no, I need to speak with this person. Sometimes I come across some resumes and some people have their pictures there, their age, their home address number. No, that's not a Canadian style. And I've also worked in the UK, in the tech space also, and that's not a UK style. So you have to know what's obtainable in your country of residence. And when applying, if you're applying for the role of a project manager or business analyst, kindly remove whatever job experience is not relevant to the role. Rather, work on your job experience that is relevant to the role and make it more detailed. Someone was asked, if I had only 1 year experience as a business analyst, will I just submit? And I've only worked in one organization. If you've worked in other organizations, you can include that. There are also transferable skills. What did you work as in the other organizations? What kind of skills or what did you do there that will be reflective or will be required, or is a transferable skill that you can use as a business analyst? You can have it there. But I've noticed a lot of people say they've worked in 10 organizations, list it out, and their resume is as big as this. No. Streamline your resume. Not more than 2 pages is okay. Some people do 3, depending on the years of experience you are working. For a senior role, managerial role, you can have 3 pages of resume because it shows you've been experienced for years, and now you are coming with that experience. But if you are applying for a junior level, 1 page is okay, or at most 2, intermediate level, and even some senior level, 2 pages of resume, it's okay. One thing is to apply for a job, another thing is to get the opportunity to come and speak to your resume like an interview. You must be preparing for your interviews. I hope this was helpful. Please kindly subscribe, share, like. You can also let me know what you want me to talk about in the comment section. Thank you so much and have a good one. I wish you all the best. I pray you get your dream job this 2025, and may the land of Canada or wherever country you are favor you. Please, what I stated about getting a job is not only limited to Canada alone, but it's can be applied in any country. Thank you so much, and let me know in the comment section if this was helpful. Bye.